Hi, everybody. I am making another installment of the Jekyll Island project, as I'm calling it, Jekyll Island, and to tell you about how I recoded the banking system. And I am grateful that that I have done all the work that I've done in the past 5 years so that I can do this work and have been able to do this work. Traveling to Peru several times, making my way pilgrimage um, to Egypt and Cyprus, Paris, and Turkey, and Sedona, Acapulco. Where else did I go? Russia and Poland, and I've gained so much in each of those places. I want to say a gratitude to all my teachers, seen and unseen, the lands, the high energy places that I've received so many gifts from. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. Bless you. So I want to talk about how I reprogrammed, and this is what I do. I have been told by my guides that I'm a harmonizer and that I can do things. My past beloved Shem told my friend who was in a meditation, tell Carla about her golden web. And I had, a year later or so, I had a vision of me as a spider and I was attached to a golden web. I could feel that I was attached to everything, to everyone. It felt like I was attached to everyone. Now I believe I'm attached to, and we all are, but I feel like I'm aware of it and I can navigate it and do things in it. And so I feel now that I can feel everything. And the golden web is everything, the space-time continuum. So this is where I do my work for people. This is where I'm doing work for the collective as well. And so the banking system is one of them. So I was in South Carolina and I got the nudge that I would go to Jekyll Island in Georgia and that I would do work there. I did not know that I would start the work in South Carolina, and I did. So I went into the sleep state, into the space-time continuum, and I had an experience, and I am aware that I recoded lots to do with the banking system. Everything is a vibration that is represented by numbers, and the numbers are the codes, and it's like a computer. It's like I went in and I recoded all that has to do with the banking system. It was out of harmony and I put it in harmony. It was like I was a calculator or something, or a computer, and all these numbers racing through, and I was, it's like taking numbers here, putting them there, rearranging the calculations that were, rearranging the equation that was into something that is harmonious. And when I woke up, I was high. I was on cloud nine. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I love numbers. I love the vibration. I love the calculations. I love all of it. And I knew what I had done. Well, it took me a while to say, oh my God, that's what I did. But I felt what I did. And it was glorious. It is glorious. And I'm so excited for our future. So, and this is my part, this is my part. What else is happening? I'm sharing my part. So I also had an experience with who I have come to call the rich man. And I was in the rich man's mansion. I was in his study, and I was accompanied by one of my spirit guides who is very tough, very serious and beautiful. Like the beauty of this spirit guide relaxes all that seriousness, but the seriousness is still there. So she stayed and she was quiet, and it was all me doing what I was doing. And it felt like I was commanding or demanding audience with the rich man. And so we were in the room, and he was thin. He had a mustache. He had a smoking jacket, a silk smoking jacket, a lounge pants and slippers on. And the richness that I felt into was like a richness, I don't know. Like when I think of rich people, I think of like Oprah or Beyonce and Jay-Z, and yeah, or like Rockefeller. But saying Rockefeller and Oprah and all these people who are rich, saying that doesn't feel like the rich man felt. I mean, he was the rich that nobody knows about. He was the rich that, the quiet rich, the I'm rich and I don't care who knows it. Like I don't care that people would know that I'm rich. I'm rich and I'm rich. That's all. And so it was like, whoa, this is rich. This is what rich is. It was crazy rich. So anyway, I'm in the space of the rich man, and I thought I was gonna be there. I was there to set the paradigm that we're all equal. That I said, you know, rich man, the energy that was, not, I didn't say this, but the energy translates into something like, rich man, we're all one. The gig is up. We know, da 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 da. Like anybody could have what you have if they work with their mind, and they can be rich too. He let me know that yes, he knows that, and he never tried to hide that. He never said, he never did anything to the contrary. He was rich and he was rich. That's all his business was. It wasn't to make other people poor. It wasn't to create a division. It wasn't any of this. That didn't concern him. His bank account concerned him. His horses, his where he got his tobacco, all those things concerned him. Not being better than anybody, he just was. He was it. He wasn't trying to be it, you know? He didn't think about being it. He was it. And so he was teaching me, and those lessons unfolded over time as I left the space-time continuum and woke up. And I felt like connected to the rich man. I felt like we connected in the unity grid and dissolved so much division between those who are rich and those who think that they can't be rich either. Or they can't be rich. I don't know why I came up with the either, but that they cannot be rich because that guy's rich. I'm not, you know, I gotta struggle. The story is, I gotta struggle. I gotta put myself through college. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. That's not gonna be me. You know, this underdog, this thing, this programming. And so I dissolved that by having a connection with the rich man and him telling me, like, showing me that anybody has access to this, anybody, and it's all a matter of the mind. And these times are us awakening to those facts, and I know this, and I love him for teaching me that and showing me that. and releasing all of that animosity towards the rich because we felt divided. But now we're united and we get to feel all the riches and know that that can be ours just as much as the rich man. So what happened after that was I went to Selfie World, and I went to this place because, you know, I knew in October that I would go, because I knew I started to last October plan out my South Carolina DIY writers retreat, and I knew that I wanted to do batch content, batch photos for content. And so I saw Selfie World and thought, holy smokes, I can batch tons of photos there. So I did. So I went there that morning. Oh wait, did I talk about the codes? I think I talked about the codes. So being in the codes and mathematical. So I was so high from feeling the codes harmonized in the banking system. So I went to Selfie World, and there were a couple of selfie rooms that, because they have like sections, and there's like these little cubbies with different backgrounds. And one of the backgrounds was the boss, and the boss had like a money sign, and it was all gold on the desk. And I felt into being the boss and having money and being rich. And before I did this, I was working on my money mindset. And I went out and I bought like all these boutique clothing that, you know, usually I go to the Goodwill and get like a bag of clothes for $40, you know? And so I went to this boutique. I got all new duds, and it's a feeling that it's like, oh, I'm worth this. It felt good to have those new fancy clothes on, those new in vogue clothes on. And so I went to Selfie World, and I allowed that to be integrated within me. I embodied it. So I took the photo in the boss chair, and then there's another one, the money vault. And so in the money vault, there's all kinds of money, paper money. There's a carriage, and you can put like all your money in your carriage. And this is kind of creepy and weird, but there's oil barrel type barrels in there, and they have Chanel, Louis Vuitton, and a couple of other designer names on the barrels. And then there's a vault behind that. And so I was feeling into the money vault, and I was feeling like I let loose. The first few photos, I'm kind of like posing like I used to, and sort of like as if I'm with my mom, and she's like, say cheese. But then I let loose, and I was doing this and dancing. They had music there, so I was dancing and turning around and snapping photos as I was turning and doing all sorts of things that I normally would not do. But I was releasing any feelings towards money, the way I looked at myself, restrictions. I became limitless. And so and that's how it felt in the money vault. So then after I saw some of the pictures, and I thought, wow, this is great content, and this will be great for my content, for creating content. I'm so like $20. I went in for an hour, and it's $20 per hour. So I went in, I spent my $20, and then I was like, I want more. So I spent another $20. So for $40, I had all these photos. I felt really awesome, like I had done a great job. And so I felt like I want to go out. I usually don't eat meat, but I went out and I ate meat. I was like, I'm going to a steakhouse. So I chose a creme de la creme steakhouse called Thoroughbred in South Carolina. And I really didn't think about how or what or why. I said, I'm doing this. And when I got there, I sat down and I said, I'm going to get what I want. I'm not gonna, there's no price, there's no anything. And the universe, it showed me that, because the woman came over and she was talking to me about the specials. And she said, we have a special, it's a surf and turf. And then she said, you can upgrade the beef to this beef that is like Wagyu beef, where it's hand fed. The cow is hand fed. I said, yeah, I want that. I wanted the most expensive thing on the menu. Not that I wanted it, but I felt empowered, and I felt like, well, what do you want? Get what you want, and no turning back. No turning back. Do it. So I did it, and I sat there, and other than looking at my phone for the pictures a little bit, I didn't take my phone out. I tried to write, I'm writing the book, so I took some pages out to edit, and the lighting wasn't good, so I sat there and I sat in all that was, and I looked around and I felt the money. I felt the money. I saw all these paintings of like horse owners with their winning horses, and I was like, wow, this is old money, this is what money people do. And I felt like I took out everyone that felt like they didn't deserve that type of dinner to dinner. I felt all races, colors, nationalities. I felt the Buddhist. I felt so many things, so many people joining me for dinner in that dinner. It was amazing. So I felt the unity. I felt that we all deserve any of it, and there's no shame, no guilt. I would have one time felt embarrassed or guilty to tell what I'm about to tell, but I'm not. So I paid $225 for that meal. It was, a surf and turf meal with lobster, crab, asparagus, and the Wagyu steak, filet mignon, and I had soda water, and I had a dessert. And I didn't finish it all. I packed it up, and I gave the dogs some when I get home, and of the beef. And then I put it in the refrigerator and had it for lunch the next day. I didn't eat it all. So I think I might have ate the cake at night, late time. Oh my gosh. So it was like chocolate decadence. So I did that, and I felt like I was helping all in the collective embody the idea that they deserve it, and that they have access to it, and they can do that anytime they want. So that was that. And then, holy smokes. So what else happened? So that was all that day. Like, I went into the space-time continuum, met the rich man, had so many lessons and community with the rich man. And then I recoded the banking system, and I felt the spirit of the banking system. I still do feel the spirit of the banking system. And I went out, I did the selfie museum photo shoot, and I took myself out for a major dinner. And it all came to like $275 with the tip, So then I rounded up, and I'm like, I had a $300 dinner. So that happened. I also had a dream, which I felt like it was a premonition dream, before I did the coding, before I met the rich man. And it was that I saw the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in my dream, as if I saw them on a clock. And I've been seeing these numbers pop up: 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all numbers that are in alignment. And I keep getting the message, it's all lining up, it's all lining up, it's all lining up. And then I saw a white tiger, and this is the year of the white tiger. So it all feels like an alignment, and that it's coming to a major change, a beautiful major change. And so what else do I want to share? So then, I knew I was coming down to South Carolina, to Georgia, to Jekyll Island to do more work. And I put out other videos about what I have realized and what work that I have done, which was some work to clear the karma and heal the energies of people feeling like couples, especially couples, fighting over money and not having enough, feeling like they don't have enough, feeling like they're behind, feeling like frustrated, not good enough, coming from a place of lack, etc. So I cleared the karma and healed that energy, and that happened when I first got here to Jekyll Island. Before I got to Jekyll Island, I was told to do like a little spell, kind of, where I gave $100 to 2 random people. And so I gave $100 to a black male, and at the hotel I was staying at the resort. And then I gave $100 to a black woman who was at the rest stop, and she was the one doing a beautiful job keeping the bathrooms nice and clean. So I gave her $100 as well. And so that feels like reparations. It feels like clearing karma. And because the Federal Bank of America, the ones who suffered the most have been people of color, black people. I don't know what is the proper term for, like, is it black people? Is it Native Americans? Not Native Americans. All people are the same to me. I swear, when I'm doing stuff, because I have more to say about black people and what I feel, and it's so funny because I'm like, I feel no difference between black people, white people, like anybody. And it's like, it feels silly to me to even be making the distinction, because energy doesn't know color, and I didn't know color before. I'm just like, we're just whatever, like, what's the big deal? There are differences, but we're all human, and it's a weird concept to me. But anyway, see, again, I'm just like, what do I call people? People are people, humans are humans. But I wanted to make the distinction because for that time, black people of America suffered the most in this banking industry. It was impossible. And then, it created an unjust society in the way of, like, the money system, So I was told to do this, and I gave the monies as sort of reparations for breaking the spell, helping to break the spell. So it like the banking system and trickled down to the people, and who is the most harmed out of that, like the energy. It's like, it feels like I gave energy to that part to then sweep through the rest of it up to the top. And I feel like I am connected with the banking system, the spirit of the banking system, and I love that. And I don't feel any difference from the banking system to me. And when we connect to the energy of something, we can then be in harmony with it. And I love that. And it feels so beautiful. So that's what I did, and I'm here on Jekyll Island, and I saw this book and was guided to get it in the bookshop or the general store here. So I started reading it, and I told you that the rich man was French in my sleep state experience with the rich man. I saw two different, like they were like these tapestries that were square, and one of them I can't remember what was on it, and then the other one, it was the fleur de lis. How you say? I believe fleur de lis. I think that's it. And so does that mean the flower of life? I didn't look that up. Let me see real quick. I don't know, it seems like it should be. This is gonna blow my mind because I didn't think about it. What does fleur de lis mean? Oh, no. A stylized lily composed of 3 petals bound together near their bases. It is especially known from the former royal arms of France, in which it appears in gold on a blue field. I don't know. So anyway, but what does it mean? Fleur de lis. Like, what is that? What is the translation? In English, that's what I want to read. It doesn't have it. It's a lily. It's a lily. So maybe it means lily. So anyway, so it had the fleur de lis on it. And so in this book, it says that the original owner of Jekyll Island was a descendant of the French, and his name is, what the heck is his name? Oh my God, come on. I apologize for taking up the time. Marsha's having read it. I felt amazed and now living it. Hold on. This is in a good way. Anyway, I think it's Dubin or something. I can't readily find it here. But I think it's wild that the rich man I met in South Carolina, I had no idea that, you know, he's French and I believe that he was the original owner of Jekyll Island. I believe that's who I was in. Okay, honey. Oh, my dog wants to go out, so this is a good time to end. So yeah. The guy is French. I believe that's who I met in the space-time continuum, the original owner, or not the original owner, but before it became what it is known as, like the Millionaires Club. It was one owner who had this place, and yeah, I believe I met him and connected and put him in the unity grid and me in the unity grid, put that energy in the unity grid. So I am grateful to do this work. I am excited for our new life. I'm excited about a new money mindset. And yeah, I'm gonna put in the thing. If you feel like you want to support me, I'm gonna put my PayPal and my my Venmo in in the notes, and I don't feel any way towards that. Like, either you do or you don't. If you feel like I'm doing good work and you want to support that, great. I know I'll be supported no matter what. And that's the thing. And this is what I want to teach people in my business, Time to Heal Us. And something you can do to support me is to give referrals. If somebody is going through an awakening and needs some grounding help, I'm your girl. You know, help people going through their ascension, or if people are working in their shadow, if they're having a tough time, if they're down, depressed. The work that I do is timeline healing is one of them, and I do so much more. So I invite people to have like a session with me, like a free 30-minute exploration session to see what would make sense for them. And I also do sessions, 1-hour sessions, which are an alternative to therapy. They are like coaching, and my energy comes through, and it's an energy session as well. And I help people purge things and remove blockages. It's really good stuff. And you can check my Google my business reviews and see what people are saying about what they've experienced in the sessions and with my healing. So there it is. I thank you. I'm going to get to the dogs who have been so patient. Well, I just noticed he wants to go out, so it hasn't been like, come on, let's go, for a while. All right. I love you. I love this work. I love this earth. I know things are happening in such a beautiful